Welcome to this video. Today I will be going over some basic Mac computer maintenance and cleaning, which will include the removal of all viruses, malware, adware, and spyware, as well as it will help optimize your Mac computer and help it run more efficiently. Please be aware that I will be listing all of the steps down below in the notes down in the video description, as well as the timestamps and any important links, so please follow along down below in the notes. Also, I am doing this on Mac OS High Sierra. If you are doing it on an older version of Mac OS, the steps are basically the same, so this will still work for you. For step number 1, what you'll need to do is come down here to the bottom and open up the Finder. And then once the Finder is open, just go to the very top and click on Go. And then go down to where it says Utilities and go ahead and click on Utilities. And then from there, look for where it says Disk Utility. You'll want to go ahead and open that up. Now, depending on what version of macOS you're running, you may have multiple options listed in the left-hand column, or you may just have one like you see here. What you'll need to do is, if you see multiple, just select the top option, and you'll need to do this for each option you see in the left-hand column. If you see just one like you do here, you'll just do this once, but just make sure it's selected. And then you'll click on First Aid, and then you'll click on Run. Now, this is going to slow your computer down, so what I would strongly recommend that you do is close any and all other programs that you have open, save what you're working on, close them, and then once you've done that, go ahead and click on Continue. Now, you'll know everything has completed once you get a green check mark. You can go ahead and just click on Done. Again, if you see additional options listed in the left-hand column, you will then need to click on the next option down and then click on First Aid and run it again. If you only have just one option here like you see on my computer, then you are done with step 1. For step number 2, you will want to go down to the notes below and click on the link there, which will take you to this page, which is a free anti-malware program from Malwarebytes, and you'll just want to click on the free download button to download it. Once it's downloaded, you'll want to go ahead and open up the installer. And then you'll want to go ahead and continue through the installation process. Now, if any of you get a message saying that Malwarebytes was blocked from installing, what you will need to do is click on the Apple icon in the top left corner, go to System Preferences, and then click on Security and Privacy here at the top of the menu. And then you'll see underneath the General tab, there's an option right here. You'll need to click on Allow to allow Malwarebytes through. If a message about the installer pops up, go ahead and click on Move to Trash. Now, right now it's in trial mode. We do not want to run the trial. We just want to use the free version. So you'll click on Settings on the left-hand side, and then click on My Account, and then we're going to deactivate Premium Trial. Once it deactivates, you can see that it's been switched to the free version. And then what we want to do is click up here in the top left corner where it says Malwarebytes, up in the very top left corner of the screen, and then click on Check for Updates, because we do want to verify and confirm that it is currently up to date. Once you have done that, you can click on Close, and then you'll want to go ahead and click on Scan Now. Now, once the scan is completed, it will list any results that it finds. You can see that mine came back clean. If yours does find results, just make sure that you remove them. Again, it will list them and give you the option to remove them if needed. For step number 3, you will want to go back down to the notes below, and underneath step number 3, click on the link there, which will take you to this page, which is a free adware removal tool from Bitdefender. Just go ahead and click on Free Download here off to the right. Once the installer has downloaded, go ahead and open it up. Make sure all other programs are closed, including your browsers, and then once you have done that, you'll just want to go ahead and click on Search for Adware. Now, this one is a very quick scan. If it finds anything, it will list it. If not, you'll get a message like this. If you get a message like this, you can go ahead and just close the adware removal tool. For step number 4, we need to run an antivirus scan, and this will be the last scan that we run. And so if you go back down to the steps down below in the notes, underneath step number 4, there are some links to 4 different free antivirus programs that you can run. Now, please keep in mind, never use more than one antivirus program at the same time, so you only want to pick one. Your choices are Avast, AVG, Avera, or Sophos. Now, my top recommendation would be Avast. My second one would actually be Sophos. Whichever one you pick, just go ahead and download it and install it. And then once you have it installed, what you need to do is go ahead and open it up. Now every antivirus program has an update option. What you need to do is locate that update option and go ahead and just make sure and confirm that it is currently up to date. And we can see right here that we did get a message confirming that we are indeed up to date. It's very, very important that you always confirm that your antivirus and anti-malware programs are up to date, because they will be ineffective if they are not. Once you have confirmed that your antivirus program is up to date, you want to go ahead and do a full system scan. Once your antivirus scan is completed, it will list any results if any are found. You can see that mine came back clean. However, if yours comes back with any found results, just make sure that you remove them, and then you should be good to move on to the next step. For step 5, we will need to go through and clean out the web browsers, and so step 5 will have 3 parts. And for part A, we're going to start with Google Chrome. And so if you have Google Chrome on your Mac, go ahead and open it up. The first thing you'll want to do is come to the top right corner and click on the 3 little dots to open up the menu, and go down to the bottom to where it says Help, and then over to About Google Chrome. This will just confirm and verify that Chrome is up to date. If yours is not up to date, it will automatically start to update, and then it will give you a relaunch button to relaunch Google Chrome. Otherwise, you will get a check mark like I have right here. After you have confirmed that Chrome is up to date, come back to the top right corner and click on the 3 little dots again, and this time go down to where it says More Tools, and then from there click on Extensions. And this is just going to list any and all extensions on your Chrome browser. Now, a couple things about extensions. Extensions are fun and convenient, but they are terrible for security and privacy. They're also terrible for performance. And so the goal should be to remove any and all extensions, with the exception being if you have an extension for a password keeper, password manager, or password vault. And so if you absolutely have an extension that you cannot part ways with, what I would recommend is that you disable it when it's not in use. If you see an extension with the title of Toolbar, it absolutely must be removed. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to start with the Google extensions, the default Google extensions. We're going to disable and keep them disabled unless we need to use them. And then this one has the word toolbar in it, so we're going to go ahead and first disable it. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on remove to remove it completely. Now this one is our password manager. We do want to keep those ones, but I'm going to disable it while it's not in use. And then Pinterest, it's a completely legitimate extension from a legitimate company, but again, that doesn't matter. All extensions can be exploited, and they are again terrible for security, privacy, and they slow the browser down. So we're going to not only disable it, but we're going to also remove it. Now after you've finished cleaning up the extensions on your Chrome browser, what you'll want to do next is come back to the top right corner and click on the 3 little dots. But this time go down to Settings and click on it. Now just a couple quick things here underneath Settings that you'll want to look for. First thing, if you want to have the Home button, there's the switch right there to turn it on, which adds the Home button up here. But it also gives you the option to select what you want your home page to be. And so if you want to type something in here, we can just type in, for example, Google, if I want Google to be my home page. And so the reason why I go over this is because if malware gets on the computer, these settings can be changed. And so that's how you set your home page if you need to do so. And then also, if you need to adjust the default search engine, again, malware can change this setting. You just click on this drop down arrow and you can select a default search engine. We do recommend either using Google, Yahoo, or Bing. And then also underneath startup, you can decide what happens when you first open up Google Chrome. You have 3 options there that you can choose, as well as here underneath default browser. If you want to set Chrome as your default, there will be a button here that you can click on. Chrome is already the default on this computer, so I don't have that button, but if you do want to set it as the default and it is not already, you just click on the button right here. For part B, we're going to go ahead and clean up Firefox. And so if you have Firefox on your computer, go ahead and open it up. And the first thing we're going to do is come up here to the top left corner and click right where it says Firefox, and then click on About Firefox. And this will just confirm and verify that Firefox is up to date. If it is not on your computer, it will automatically start to update and then give you a restart button right here that you'll want to click on as soon as it's up to date. After you have confirmed that Firefox is up to date, you'll come up here to the top right corner and click on the menu button, and this time go down to where it says Add-ons and click on it, and just make sure Extensions is selected here on the left hand side, the left hand column. And before we do anything, just click on this gear icon up here at the top and click on Check for Updates just to confirm everything is up to date. I would also recommend on this same menu just to make sure there is a check mark next to Update Add-ons Automatically. Now, it's the same principle here as with Chrome. We want to remove as many extensions as possible because they're bad for security and privacy and bad for performance because they slow the browser down. The only exception I would make, again, would be for your password related extensions. And so we're going to disable this one while it's not in use because it is our password manager. And then Pinterest, again, we're going to remove it to increase security, privacy, and performance. And then this one has the word toolbar in it. Again, anything with the word toolbar in it absolutely must be removed. So I'm going to go ahead and hit remove on that one as well. The next thing that we need to do is come over here to the left hand column and click on plugins. And the list of plugins you have will probably vary from what I have here on the screen, but basically what I recommend doing is just go through each listed plugin, and on the right hand side just click on the drop down. If it gives you the option to change it to Ask to Activate, go ahead and select that option. If it does not, just leave it as is. That will just help keep it from running in the background and help optimize your browser, and if it needs it, it will ask you to turn it on. Otherwise, it will not run. But again, just go through each one and set it to Ask to Activate if it has the option. Next, you'll want to click on the menu button again in the top right corner, but this time go down to where it says Preferences and click on it. And then from here we have some options where if you want to make Firefox your default, you can just click on the button right here. Right here you can decide what happens when Firefox first opens, and then here in this bar it will give you the option to set the home page for Firefox. Again, sometimes malware will change this setting, so I want to make sure that you know where that is located in case you need to change it. And then in the left hand column, if you click on search, right here it will give the option to change your default search engine. You just click on the drop down menu. Again, we do recommend Google, Bing, or Yahoo, or to increase privacy you could use DuckDuckGo if you wanted to as well. Now for part C, we need to go ahead and clean up Safari, and so go ahead and open up Safari on your computer. And what you'll want to do to start off is just come up here to the top left corner and click on where it says Safari, and then click on Preferences, and then click on the General tab first over here on the left hand side. Here you'll have the option to change your home page if you need to. Right there you can type in whatever you want your home page to be, as well as you can also select what happens when Safari first opens right here at the top. And then if you want to set Safari as your default, you can do that by clicking on this button right here. As far as the default search engine, if you click on Search, right here on this drop down menu, it will give you the option to select your search engine. And so again, that setting can be changed if you were infected with malware, so I just want to make sure you know where that's located. And then the last thing we want to look at is right here on the Extensions tab. Exact same thing that I've been saying. We want to remove any and all extensions that we can, with the exception being the Password Keeper or FileVault extensions. Before you get started though, just double check and make sure that this little box is checked for updates. And then we just have one here that we need to remove, and so I'm going to first uncheck it to disable it, and then go ahead and click on Uninstall to remove it off of Safari. Moving on to step number 6, what you'll need to do is come up here to the very top left corner and click on the Apple icon and go down to where it says App Store. When the App Store opens, come over here to the top where it says Update and click on it. And this is just going to list any updates that are available. It's also going to check to make sure everything is up to date. Updates are extremely important because they not only include security updates, but they also include performance updates as well. So you do want to make sure everything is up to date. If there is an update available for your computer, it will list it here. you'll want to go ahead and do the update if it is listed as available. For step number 7, what you'll need to do is come back to the top left corner and click on the Apple icon and go down to System Preferences and click on it. And then on this menu, look for where it says Users and Groups and click on that one. And then just make sure you've got your name selected on the left-hand side in the left-hand column. And then you'll want to click on this padlock to unlock it. It will ask for your password. And then after you've unlocked the padlock, you'll come up here to the top and click on Login Items. And this is just going to list all of the applications that start when you first turn the computer on. What you need to do is get this down to 0 because there's no reason anything here should be running when you first turn the computer on. So to remove them, all you do is you click on one at a time and then click this minus sign and it will remove it. And then you just do the same thing for the next one, hit the minus sign, and just do that for each one until there's nothing on this list. For step number 8, you will need to go back to the top left corner and click on the Apple icon and click on System Preferences. And this time click on Security and Privacy. And then just make sure you have the FileVault tab selected. And this option, FileVault, is an option to encrypt the drive in your computer to keep your data safe. And so if this is not turned on, I would recommend that you turn it on. To do so, you'll just click this padlock to unlock it, and then there will be a button here to turn it on. And then the other thing I would check for is if you click on Firewall, make sure that this is turned on as well. If it is not turned on, unlock the padlock and then click on the option to turn it on because that will also help protect your computer. For step number 9, we need to go through and clean out the garbage data, and to do so, what you'll want to do is go down to the notes below, and underneath step number 9, just click on the link there. It will take you to this page to get the free program CCleaner for Mac. Just go ahead and download the free version and install it. And so I'm going to go ahead and do so right now. If this page comes up, just go ahead and scroll down and click on Download Again. And then you'll just want to go ahead and open up the installer once it's downloaded. We are going to go ahead and drag it down to the Applications folder. And then once it's in the Applications folder, we're going to go ahead and open up CCleaner. Once you have CCleaner installed and opened, you'll have a window like this, what you see on the screen right now. I do recommend that you close all other applications or programs. And then we have two tabs here. If we go first to the Mac OS X tab, just make sure that your checkboxes match what you see on my screen. Do not check anything below Directory Service Cache. And then underneath Applications, yours might vary a little bit depending on what browsers you have installed, but do not check saved form information or saved passwords. Do not check those. Also, I would not check anything underneath Applications or Miscellaneous. Just leave those unchecked. We're just focusing on the browsers here. And so once you've confirmed all those boxes match what you see on the screen, you just click on Run Cleaner and it will clean the garbage data out. Once it reaches 100%, you will know that it is finished. It will also give you a report of everything that has been removed. And at that point, you can go ahead and close CCleaner. For step number 10, we need to go through and remove all of the bad and garbage applications off of the computer. And so to do so, what you'll want to do is come down here and open up the Finder and just make sure you have the Applications tab selected on the left-hand column. And so here it's going to list all of the applications that you have on your computer. And so just a couple rules of thumb that I would recommend. If you see anything listed here that has the word toolbar in it, remove it. If you see anything that claims to be like a cleaner, like a Mac cleaner or an optimization program, remove those as well. I would also recommend removing the programs that we just installed, so CCleaner as well as Malwarebytes. I would go ahead and remove those and just go through the entire list, remove anything that you no longer use, and remove all of the garbage programs. Now if you come across something on this list that you don't recognize, if you go down to the notes below underneath step 10, there is a link there to the following website, which is called shouldiremove.com, where right here you can type in the name of an application or program and it will give you a rating. If the rating is yellow, orange, or red, you know that you should remove it. Now something to keep in mind, this website is generally intended for PC or Windows users, and so not everything on your Mac is going to be found here. If it's listed as bad for Windows, then you can bet that it is also bad for Mac. But if there's something that you can't find here and you still need to know what it is, try going to google.com instead, and you can search for it, and you also use that as a way to figure out whether or not it is something that you should remove. Now, for those of you who do not know how to remove an application or program, when you find something on this list that you need to or would like to remove, all you do is you click on it, select it, and drag it down to the trash can, and that will uninstall it and remove it off of the computer. Now, after you've gone through and removed everything, you will want to come up here to the top left corner and click on the Apple icon, and then go ahead and restart your Mac computer. After the restart, you are now done with all of the steps and you should be good and ready to go. However, if you do have any questions or comments, please post them down below. And thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have a great day.